second time, so be gentle. But, you know, we're talking about growing pains, and, you know, I stopped growing pains last week because I started jazzercise this week. And that was for me. I just did that for me, but anyway. So everyone's talking about their childhood, and I was like, should I talk about my childhood? Because it was pretty freaking crazy. But so I'm going to talk about this one specific story it's just embedded in my brain. When I was born, I was relegated to the second drawer of my mom's dresser because my twin was in the crib with my 1-year-old sister, and the top drawer was not deep enough to hold me. So I was in the second drawer, and I think that's why I love clothes so much, because I lived in a drawer my first 6 months, and I love clothes. I told my mom that. But my mom had 12 brothers, I have 12 brothers and sisters, so I grew up in a huge family with 1 bathroom, 1 hairbrush, and about 3 toothbrushes. So it was pretty crazy. But this one particular night, I slept in the back room with my 4 sisters, and well, my 4 sisters, we ranged at that point like 19, 16, 15, 14, and we had a bunk bed, 2 single beds, and a floor, a very comfy floor. I rotated every night, like, who got the floor? And I was smart enough when it was my turn. I was sleeping at my girlfriend's house, because I ain't sleeping on the floor that night. But one night, one Saturday, after my parents left for the racetrack, because every Saturday morning, they were out. It was like, we're gone, you guys good? Everybody's good, we're going to the racetrack for the day. And if they won, we didn't see them until Sunday morning. They went to AC after that. They went to the regular racetrack, to dinner, then down to AC. So if they came home early, they lost. And you know, you just didn't want to be around when they came home early because, you know, they didn't have a good day at the racetrack. So one Saturday afternoon, after a bunch of us heard getting wild in the streets, because I grew up in Philly, I grew up in Port Richmond, Fishtown area, so I grew up not too far from here. But we were all, you know, getting ready, the 5 of us, me and my 4 sisters were in the back room, you know, 10 by 5, it was pretty small, 1 mirror, and we're all like, somebody took somebody's hairbrush when they were in the middle of brushing, and a war set off in the back of the house. And they were screaming and pulling hair and crazy stuff happening. Someone fell down the steps, nuts. Well, the neighbors called the cops. And then when the cops arrived, my parents arrived at the same time. So we're like, oh shit, the cops are, oh no, Mom and Dad are here. They lost at the racetrack. Oh, we're in trouble. That's gonna be a bad thing. So my mom comes running into the house. She's like, what the hell, man? The cops are outside. What did you girls do upstairs? She comes running up the steps. She's like, oh my God, look at you girls. You look like cows in heat. And I'm like, who you calling a cow in heat? The woman who had 12 children. But I said it with my eyes. I didn't say it out loud. Stella don't play. Stella will get you. She don't mess around with that shit. It's like, who you calling a cow? So we continued to get ready, and it was like, the fight, we forgot what we fought about. It was like, I don't even remember that because there's so many in between. There was like 20 in between that. So then we're getting ready to walk out, my date shows up. And my mom grabs me by the arm, she goes, don't be a bucket. And I'm like, she said, don't let anybody just empty themselves inside of you. And I was like, who are you calling a bucket? The woman who had 12 children. But I said it with my eyes again. I was like, there's no way in hell I was going to say that to her. She would have smacked the shit out of me. So, but that was also, I mean, you gotta appreciate my mom, because that was her way of birth control. It was like, you wanna be a bucket? Go ahead, be that way. But I swear, if I ever wrote a book, the title would be, I'm not a bucket, I'm not. I mean, you may be, I am. But it was crazy, it was a lot of fun. I loved hanging, you know, growing up, there was, you know, there was a lot of us, and let me tell you, when we would get ready to go out at night, it wasn't like, who's in the shower, it was like, how many are in the shower, and is there hot water, because I'm coming in. Because that's just the way it was. And if there was only one, don't be selfish, I'm in there. But it was a lot of fun. And you know what? And I would never, ever give up all the great times, the growing pains I had with my sisters, because it was a lot of fun. And that is one memory of when my mom called us cows and heats that you just don't forget, because it's like, I would never call my daughter Kelly. But anyway, so my sister, one of my sisters graduated from high school that, you know, like not too long after that. My other sister, who was the oldest, moved out, and we never, the five of us never lived together in the back room in our house. And I would not trade those growing pains living in that back room with my sisters for anything, because it made me who I am, a very neurotic, crazy bitch, but it is what it is. And I'm okay with that. But thank you very much, everyone.